Get down and dirty with me as I take you through the real realities of what it is to be a thrifter and go to the Goodwill outlet. If you don't know what the Goodwill outlet is, I have a ton of videos on my channel posted about what it is, how you can shop there, and what kind of products you can get there. In a gist, it's basically the last stop before clothes that didn't get sold at the Goodwill will get shipped off to Asia. They sell a bunch of other stuff, but I primarily go there for the clothing items. I really love going to the Goodwill outlet. It's so much fun, even beyond just like buying things, because I am on a little bit of a no-buy recently. It's just a lot of fun to go and see what kind of stuff there is. I go with my friends or with my mom most of the time, and we have a ton of fun going around. Whenever I do go to the Goodwill outlet, it is like a whole day's journey. I go from the morning and then I stay until the night. If you're new here, please subscribe for more content like this. I'd really appreciate it, and I would love for you to see other kinds of thrifting adventures that I like to go on. Every time I go to the Goodwill outlet, I'm just kind of like digging through, taking in all of the vibes, seeing all the different kinds of clothes. One thing that I really like about the Goodwill outlet is that every time you go, it's a different vibe. You know, sometimes they have a bunch of sportswear, sometimes they have a bunch of like just athleisure and just like a bunch of normal clothes. Sometimes they even have high-end items, like especially I've noticed towards like the end of a season when people are like getting rid of their old clothes and like get out with the old, in with the new, am I right? Like, that's the time when you really want to go, because a lot of people are throwing out their old stuff and you can find a ton of really cool items. I love this sweater, but it was a little bit too loud for me, so I didn't end up getting it. Stripes have been one of my recent obsessions, so whenever I see a stripy shirt, I'm bound to look at it just for a little bit. Even if I don't end up getting it, I will look at it for a little bit. I don't know why I've been so into stripes recently, but it's just such a fun pattern. I really like the way it looks, and I know that it's maybe not the most flattering pattern on most people, but I don't care. I wear clothes because they look fun and they're fresh too. And then I kind of looked around some more. I really like dark colors, so I was like all over all of these different dark pattern clothes and stuff. And one thing about me is that I love sweatshirts too, so whenever I see a sweatshirt, I will stop and look at it. However, unfortunately, I have too many sweatshirts. I literally have like over 10 sweatshirts, and that's just too much. I was looking at my closet the other day and I was like, I cannot get any more sweatshirts until the current ones that I have basically all run out and are worn and getting holes in them. One thing that I'm trying to learn, though, is how to sew, because that is just such a good way of being able to reduce the amount of clothing waste that you have. Because if you can sew your own clothes and if you can tailor your own clothes, A, you can buy so many more clothes. B, they look so much better because you can tailor them towards you specifically and make sure that the fit fits exactly how you want it. And C, you can actually make your clothes last for a lot longer because you can mend them. Actually, one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of my clothes tend to get like itty bitty holes in them after a couple of years of wearing them, and if I knew how to sew, I would be able to save so many more clothes. To be honest, I do kind of wear the clothes that have like holes and stuff in them even after they get holes if they're like itty bitty and not really in a noticeable area. One thing that I like to do to like reuse clothes that have gotten irreparably holed is to basically turn them into washcloths. And I love making washcloths out of old t-shirts. They're so convenient for being able to clean stuff. I basically clean everything in my apartment out of old t-shirts that I've transformed into washcloths. If I need like a brand new thing to help wipe my floors or like help wipe down my counters, even just like normal day-to-day stuff, I will just use one of my old t-shirts. I have so many t-shirts just laying around that I figured that it would be the best way to do it. And my mom actually taught me that. She does the same thing, and ever since I was young, I just remember her sitting down, cutting up old t-shirts that aren't usable for one reason or another anymore, and then we started just using those. She literally has an entire stockpile in her cabinets of old t-shirts, old clothes that she's cut up and uses for cleaning purposes. And I just think that's so neat and such a good way of reducing your waste and reusing the items that you have already. This shirt was just so cute. I love the puppies on it and it was adorable. But like I said, I am on a little bit of a no buy. I still went to the Goodwill outlet just for the vibes, just to hang out with some people and just to see if there was anything that I really, really wanted. Because, you know, I tend to get really obsessive about something. Like, I get into something and I'm like really all up in it and then I'll like drop it. But I want this no buy to kind of be a long-term thing. So I don't think it's like a no buy. At least it's definitely not that strict. It's more of like a reduced buy. I always ask myself, do I actually need this? Do I actually want it? And then sometimes I say yes, and then I keep it and I keep pondering over it. And I think that that has really lended itself to me not buying as many things. I've definitely noticed that I've gotten a lot better at not buying a bunch of stuff, and I've gotten a lot better about appreciating the stuff that I have already. You know, I got really, really into makeup and skincare last year, and then I realized, like, I don't even wear makeup on the day-to-day, so why am I buying all of this stuff? And that really, really opened my eyes to just how much things I have, like how many things I have and how much stuff that I've accumulated and that I don't actually need and are basically just waste of money. You know, in this economy, everything is so tough right now that it's like you really gotta hone in and you really gotta lock in and make sure that you're stretching your dollar to the maximum amount it can be, because things can change literally at the snap of your fingers, right? So that's really why I've been on a no buy / a reduced buy / just living on a budget. I guess that's what you can call it, really. Just living on a budget and making sure that I am strictly adhering to that budget. And I've been really, really happy with myself because I have noticed that I have gotten a lot better at that. I've gotten a lot better at not just like wasting money, not just like going out and buying stuff just because I want it. You know, being just more cognizant of what I am buying. And I really have also gotten into just like saving the earth. And in my opinion, this is one of the best ways that you can save the planet, because you're not buying stuff, you're not contributing to a culture that just wants more stuff. And in my opinion, that helps to reduce the amount of waste. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.